Hello everyone, this is Emily. I'd like to welcome you to this Uni-edit video. How do I find and use the instructions for authors for my target journal? To publish smoothly in a journal, you need to follow the instructions carefully. These are the instructions for authors. Alternative names might be general instructions, guides for authors, guidelines for authors. I'm in the field of education, and I would like to publish a paper. My professor recommended a journal, EARLI. These are the steps to follow in this process. Step 1. Find the journal's website. So I've searched on Google the word journal and EARLI to find out more information. Early publishes some of the most influential educational publications in the field. Yes, my professor recommended it, and I want to try to publish in this journal. Step 2. Is this journal right for my research? To ensure this is what I want, I've searched on Elsevier, and yes, this is the journal about learning and instruction that is right for me and my paper. Step 3. Find and study the instructions for the author. Now that I've ensured that I found the right journal for my research, I need to find and study the instructions for the authors. There are other terms that journals might use, such as guides for authors, guidelines for authors. Sometimes these are on a web page, sometimes these are on PDF, sometimes both, and even sometimes you need to request this information from the journal directly via email. This is typically a small journal. But for my paper that I would like published in this particular journal, I see a guide for authors here along the left-hand side. I can either download it as a PDF or I can view it online. Step 4. Determine the desired structure and what to include. Now that I've found the guide for authors for the journal that I hope to publish in, I would need to examine it closely. You'll notice at the beginning of this particular journal, I see essentially a table of contents where I can click specific sections. For our purposes, I'm simply going to scroll down and point out a few important sections. The introduction gives me some information about the journal itself. I'm provided information about a checklist that I might use before I submit. It gives me exactly what is necessary, all necessary files uploaded, and further considerations to use. As I continue down, I'll see an ethics in publishing. Every journal will have a set of ethics, and you'll want to study these closely for more information in regards to your specific journal. Next, preparation. This preparation section gives me a very specific word count, 4,500 and 8,000 words in length, including references, tables, and figures. This is very important in helping me with my specific research. Here it's described how they prefer my manuscript to be prepared. Studying this closely will ensure that I do not have to do extra work to make sure that I could get published in this paper. I can see the word subdivision, numbered sections, introductions, results, and following the subheadings, I have information specific to that topic. I have essential title page information. Essential means, of course, I must have it. So in order to get published in this journal, I would want to read and study this closely and follow the directions explicitly. I see references section where I may also list specifically how to cite my reference. Now we have a new section, after acceptance. So I'm going to act as though I've already done all the work that I've needed to do to get it published, and now here's what happens after acceptance, and I can study this information as well. Lastly, I'm sent to author inquiries, where authors are allowed to ask questions. Differences. Every journal is different, and this requires you to pay close attention to the instructions for authors specific to your journal. Pay especially close attention to the word count, required sections, referencing, and templates. Step 5. Review any sample papers and/or templates provided. In my particular journal's example, there are no papers for me to review. Although my particular journal didn't have a sample manuscript, I found one to show you from the Journal of Chemical Physics. As you can see, this is a Word document downloaded from their website, but it essentially gives an overview of the key parts that you would need to include in your journal paper. Although my particular journal did not have any templates to use, here's an example of some article templates that you can find on the internet for the IEEE. You'll notice they're for different journals. So I have downloaded one to show you. Notice this template gives you information as well as a general format for the text, size, and location of your journal paper. Step 6. Find instructions for submission. If you recall on my example, the instructions for submission were nearly right away immediately after the introduction. However, for your particular journal, you may have to search other places to find that. Once again, this is Emily from Uni-edit. We hope you enjoyed this tip. Have a wonderful day!